Words change her glasses. I am Whitney Chapman, and I am on the health and wellness team with Caroline Collis at the Marlene Meyerson JCC Manhattan. And Caroline is actually on a little vacation, much deserved. So I'm stepping in today to host, and I'm very excited. And welcoming you in partnership with the Whole Being Institute for our Lunch and Learn on Thursday. Today, I'm excited to be let me start this over again. Today, I'm excited to be introducing to you Megha Nancy Buttenheim, who is the Chief Joy Officer and Founding Director of Let Your Yoga Dance and Let Your Yoga Dance for Parkinson's. She is the author of the book Expanding Joy, Let Your Yoga Dance, Embodying Positive Psychology, and the DVD MP4 Let Your Yoga Dance with Megha. Megha was a faculty member and teacher trainer at Kripalu from 1984 until 2020, training thousands of people in yoga, holistic health, moving meditation, and her own signature work, Let Your Yoga Dance. And I can also say that I have been one of her students at Kripalu, so it's a super honor to get to be here today. She's been on the faculty with the Whole Being Institute since its inception, and recently started teaching for us here at the JCC, Marlene Meyerson JCC Manhattan, with a weekly Parkinson's class of Let Your Yoga Dance. Megha teaches Zoom classes many times a week for the general public, and she's very excited that this is her 7th Lunch and Learn presentation since March. And today's topic is your body, the ultimate relationship. So I don't want to take up any more of your time so that we can pass this right over to Megha. So Megha, here you go.
Thank you, Whitney. Whitney and I have spent a lot of time together, so I'm really, really happy that you could be here today. And the first thing I'd like you all to do in terms of this ultimate relationship with your body is to just reach your arms up if it feels okay for your shoulders and yawn. Make the biggest yawn sound you ever made. And I'm going to put you all on mute because, or at least Whitney, ask Whitney to put you on mute because you'll blast us all out. And just make 2 or 3 enormous sounds. Great. And then if you're sitting, I'm going to ask you to get up.
You have to unmute, Megha, because it accidentally mutes you when I did that.
Okay. There's a caveat when I say get up. You don't always have to get up. For example, if you've got something going on and it really isn't good to be on your 2 feet, then stay seated. You can always move your body seated. But if you feel okay, please get up. And we're going to take about not even 2 minutes to just let ourselves dance a little. You can tap, you can move, I'll be moving, you can copy me if you want, or just go for it on your own. I hope that feels like a plan. So here we go with no further ado, moving and grooving with this fun song. All right, here we go. Shoulders, your arms. And the song is Take Me to the River. Let's go to the river. Here we go. All right, now shake out all your joints. Make some noise. Another couple of breaths and out. All right, good. Now, just take a moment to savor your body. Just let your arms drop down. Take 3 breaths in and out. And again, if you're sitting, that's fine. If you're standing, feel your feet rooted. And this is just a way of saying hello to your body. And today I've got 3 questions for you, and they're all under the umbrella of character strengths. So I've got 3 character strengths for you to consider. One is teamwork, one is gratitude, and one is love. So here are the questions. Are you raring to recognize your body today as a spectacular team of artists, scientists, actors, dancers, and even mathematicians? Number 2, are you ready and willing to love your body today? And number 3, are you eager to become even more grateful than you are now to your body? If so, you're in luck, because that's what we're going to be doing for the next hour. So what I'd like you to do is just take a few moments to consider your relationship with your body. And by relationship, I mean, do you have a daily relationship of communication with your body, as you would with a bestie or a family member? Sometimes people call their family members every single day. I don't, but others might. So the answer to that question, I'm going to ask you to do between 1 and 10, with 1 meaning, no, I don't have much of a daily conversation with my body. I'm too busy with family, with work, with friends. My body is merely a vehicle to make my head portable. So that would be number 1. And then number 10 would mean, oh, yes, 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 my body and I are besties. We talk and listen to each other all the time. My body is my dearest friend. So that's 10. So if you chose 1, I hope that some of the interventions that I do today will be really helpful for you to establish a deeper relationship with your body. And if you chose 10, I'm going to ask you to take over the webinar, because I'm not at 10 at all. I've spent my whole life trying to get other people to do what I really need to do. And that's why teachers always teach that which they need to learn the most. So with that, could you write into the chat your number between 1 and 10 about this relationship with your body? 1 and 10. What are some numbers? I see a 4 from Wendy, and I see 7.5. Wow. 4, 7. Okay, I think I'm a 6. Connections, 1, connections, 2, body years to express my love of music and movement. 3, love to express the love of my body as a vehicle for passion. Whew. All right, 6, 6.7, 7. All right, so there's a lot of 7s. That's pretty cool. I think I'm probably in the 7 myself, just because, again, I work too hard for the rest of humanity. So this is the beginning of an intervention. So we'll revisit this question later and see perhaps if the numbers may have changed or not. And at that time, at the end, we'll be having a little more time for sharing and questions. And Elaine Goldstein says, I talk to my body every day, but it's been negative with lack of movement. All right. She's a Let Your Yoga Dance instructor, so I'm going. Let your yoga dance, honey. All right, I wrote 1, 2, 3 for your questions. 8 is my relationship with the body today. Great, okay. So with that, considering the chat, we've been chatting, and I know very well what goes on in these lunch and learns, because I've been a participant myself. So I know probably right now, a lot of you are writing private messages, just the way I sometimes have. And I'm gonna ask you today if you could consider actually not doing that. And the reason is that my intention is to provide a sanctuary in which you can actually be chatting to and listening to your very own body, consisting of physical self, mind, heart, soul, the spire of positive psychology. We have an opportunity now just to chat with it. All right. So today's agenda is coming up in poetry form. Now, I have my 3 top character strengths: appreciation of beauty and excellence, gratitude, and then my third one is humor. And when I found that out, I thought, wow, I do love to find the funny. You might not find this funny, but I think it's kind of amusing. So I'm going to tell you what our agenda is with a little, it's not exactly a rap, but it's a poem. So if you'd like, you can click along with me as you listen to the poem, to our agenda. So this is what we're about to do. We're gonna move, we're gonna groove, we're gonna ohm, then chat. We're gonna breathe into the senses and listen to rap. We'll look at books and research, enjoying the song, then we'll let our yoga dance relax and do some qigong. Words from John O'Donohue will send us to bliss. Loving on your body, something you don't wanna miss. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. Silly as it is. All right, so now from that, we're going to shift gears and go into an internal time, calling this a time in. It's a time to truly listen to your body's messages and wisdom through mindful breathing and the gift of the senses. So as we breathe slowly, you can even close your eyes now. Feel free to sit, feel free to stand. As we start to deepen our breath through the nostrils, our parasympathetic nervous system is going to be clicking into gear. The mind will start to calm down. That little puppy mind will begin to sit and stay. As we breathe deeply, our cortisol levels will start to drop. Long, deep breaths are key to our relationship with our body. So we're going to do a breathing experience that is really a favorite of Dr. Andrew Weil. It's called 4-7-8. So we're going to inhale for the count of 4, hold for the count of 7, and exhale slowly for the count of 8. And we'll do this 3 times. All right, and if your breathing count is faster or slower than mine, do it your way. All right, so we inhale for 4. Hold the breath in for 7. Exhale for 8. And when you're ready, inhale again for 4. Hold the breath for 7. Exhale for 8. Last time, inhaling, holding. When ready, exhaling. And after your last exhale, continue with long, deep breaths. There's no need to count anymore. And we're shifting from our emphasis on breath to the senses. This is one of the best ways I know to come home to your body and let it talk to you. Deep breath in and out, thinking of Ellen Langer's definition of mindfulness, the great Harvard psychologist, who says to be mindful is to see the new in the familiar. And what we're doing right now is quite familiar to all of us. We're focusing on the senses. So with your eyes closed, notice what you see. behind your closed eyes and be really interested. You might see colors. You might see black and white. You might see shapes. And now notice your sense of taste. Wiggle your tongue around inside your mouth, and do you taste salt or sweet or savory? And be curious. Can you taste a few different things inside your mouth, or is just one thing prevalent? If you take your tongue out to your lips and revolve your tongue around, you'll probably taste something different. So what happens when your tongue touches your lips? And now take some deeper breaths, and as you breathe through the nose, become aware of your sense of smell. Perhaps you can smell aromas or fragrances, pleasant or unpleasant. If you've done this 10 million times, you've never done it at 12:16 p.m. on Thursday, September 10th, 2020. Find something new in the familiar. And now be aware of your sense of touch, feeling your clothing against your skin, the air touching your face. Do you feel cold? Comfortable? Why don't you just shrug your shoulder a little bit and notice any sensations when you do that? And finally, become aware of the sounds around you, starting with your breath. You can hear my voice. Listen to your breath, and then observe the sounds inside the room. Can you distinguish sounds outside the room? And become aware of the sound of the singing bowl. The poet John O'Donohue writes, "May your senses gather you and bring you home. May your senses always enable you to celebrate the universe." So with the last focus on sound, we're going to share a sound, which many of us have done many times. And this sound has the sound of home in it. It has the sound of shalom in it, and it is the om sound. But make sure to bring your lips together, because when you do that at the very end, that's when the vibration will be felt throughout the whole body, and your body adores vibration. So you're giving it a gift every time you chant the sound. So let's take a breath together. Start with open mouth, and off we go. And again, take another breath. Loudest of all, last time. And with your eyes remaining closed, keep your breath alive and deep. And take a moment to savor. That's one of my favorite words. Just savor where we've been together, just being quiet, savoring, resting, digesting. Remember that we're focusing on body time, not mind time. Mind time is fast and scampery. This is quiet time, and when we get quiet, mind, body, spirit come together. What a team. teamwork, body, mind, spirit. So just ask yourself before you open your eyes, what just happened? Did I notice something interesting, different, unique, challenging from the meditation on the breath, the meditation on the senses, even the meditation on the Om? And feel free, if you wish, to just write into the chat anything you might have noticed. And I'm turning off my computer share so Phoebe can put hers on. So I'm seeing my body's waking up, mindfulness of moment. I was wired from a personal training class just before this. This was really calming. Awesome. Okay. So we're now going to move, pun intended, I have to say, into the research time. And I'm going to start with this exercise and brain rap song, which I think is delightful. I've heard it probably, I don't know, 50 times. Mr. H is really, really cool. And so he's done this rap. And I think sometimes people who are trying to get you to do something that they want you to do, if they say it in rap, you might just do it. So this is all about getting our body really, really revved up, just as Joanne was doing with her personal training. And before we do the song, what I'd like you to do is see if you can memorize. I'm going to do a little brain health with you, because in Let Your Yoga Dance, part of our work is brain health. And, you know, that hippocampus back there, you know, needs a lot of attention to rev it up. So look at these lyrics. And it says, he's talking about moving. He says, it does this and does that and does this for ya. It does that and does this and does that for ya. It does this. Build your brain's cognitive code. You must move so that things don't erode. Now, I'm going to tell you, that is hard to say. The expression, try this. Build your brain's cognitive code. Say that. Build your brain's cognitive code. Build your brain's cognitive code. If in my theater years, that would have been a great tongue twister, because actors, you know, Shakespeareans, we really have to move our mouths, but a lot of the rest of the population doesn't. So I'm getting a new relationship with your body, if this is new to you, to enunciate and move your mouth. My cousin is, I think she's a ventriloquist. She'll go, hi, Megha, how are you? Do you know anybody who just never moves their mouth? So, all right, so I'm going to do a little memorization. So close your eyes right now. All right, now this is going to be hard, but let's try it together. Close your eyes, and I will share that again. It does this and does that and does this for ya. It does that and does this and does that for ya. It does this. Build your brain's cognitive code. You must move so that things don't erode. How did that go? How did that go? All right, let's try it one more time. So we're going to be getting the rap song up in a second. So one more time. It does this and does that and does this for ya. It does that and does this and does that for ya. It does this. Build your brain's cognitive code. You must move so that things don't erode. Excellent. Now I'm hearing somebody, and very good for you, but could you put yourself on mute? Make sure you're all on mute, because I'm hearing somebody share your song, which is very funny. Okay, now if you are sitting, could you get up? Because we're going to move to this crazy rap song, and when the chorus comes, it does this and does that and does this for you, I'm going to ask you to sing it. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Maestro, if you please. I don't hear it. There we go.
before. Mr. H has got a rap you never heard before. Ready to talk about the brain, so back on up, cause you know I'm gonna teach this stuff up. Give me the chalkboard first, let me teach you, better reach ya. Focus on the screen, need time, something like a double feature. Ain't nothing but a brain thing, baby. Many lobes working for us on the daily. Exercise events is feeling kinda lazy. Just read the book, sparked by Dr. John Rady. But back to the lecture at hand. Let's light up your mind so that you can understand how exercise optimizes brain function, improve neuron connectivity at the synapse junction. More neurotransmitters rushing and cascade as BDNF nourishes neurons providing aid. Like fertilizer is the green grass, you know. Exercises to the brain like miracle grow. Yeah, and that's realer than real deal. Holy feel. Endorphins creeping, elation is what you feel. All unleashed when the heart's thumping and blood's pumping, body brain connection. Now ain't that something? It does this and does that and does this for you. It does that and does this and does that for you. It does this. Build your brain's cognitive code. You must move so that things don't erode. Well, I'm teaching and I'm preaching and I'm speaking to motivate you to move by the end of this weekend. Now it's time for exercise to make its impression felt. So stand up, get up, and undo your seatbelt. You never been on a ride like this before. Move your body every day, it makes your brain grow. Yes. Mold it like Play-Doh, now you're feeling kind of dandy. Snack on exercise because it's cognitive candy. It depresses depression and acts like Prozac. Help prevent and intervent anxiety attacks. Like a little Ritalin, exercise elevates serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, glutamate. It does this and does that and does this for you. It does that and does this and does that for you. It does this. Build your brain's cognitive code. You must move so that things don't erode. Research now shows exercise makes your brain grow. Falling back on these studies, summarizing so you know what they mean. I must say the takeaway is exercising your routine. It's the daily capital MOVEMENT. You need just JOWG, why JOWG, you see. It's about showing much growth, not decaying away. To build a better brain, you gotta go out and play each day. And it don't quit. I think they in the mood for another scholarly hit.
So Mr. H,
what up, y'all?
Gotta give the brain what it wants.
What's that, man?
Gotta give it some movement.
Heck yeah.
The blueprint for cognitive improvement.
Must use this or you lose it. Know the brain acts like a muscle. A movement more stronger. Circuits connect like a puzzle. Billions of brain cells hook up, rewire, and connect. Feel exercise, electricity, energy take effect. Choose laziness, and your brain will take a nap. Lose the haziness. Move now, feel the zaps. Exercises optimize alertness and attention span, improving your mood, motivation, and comprehension. Yeah. The better your fitness, the better your brain works. Find time to work out. That's just one of the perks. If you were smart, you'd start moving today. It's so easy. Just fuck your brain this way. Now you can see benefits of quality physics. Physical literacy is how students get a hit. From classrooms to cubicles, we need to reinvent. Brains go to die here. Creativity they prevent. It does this and does that and does this for you. It does that and does this and does that for you. It does this. Build your brain's cognitive code. You must move so that things don't erode.
All right, good. Just start punching out a little bit, move that body as we do a little bit more research. Thank you so much, Phoebe. And she's going to put up now another slide. Got 2 more slides to go before we move again. And the next slide is what Mr. H was just talking about, Spark. Spark is such a great book. If you haven't read it yet, he got movement and the brain on the research chart. Spark by John Ratey, and he writes, studies of movers and dancers show that moving the body improves brain plasticity. Now, this is much more well known than it was when he first wrote that. The prefrontal cortex will co-opt the mental power of the physical skills and apply it to other situations. That book is on my bedside table, and so is the next one by the great and glorious Kelly McGonigal, who is a dear friend of the JCC. She actually had her book signing there. So very, very wonderful Stanford professor and a lover of movement and a great researcher. So when I think of Kelly, I think, know thine body and its awesome brain chemicals, endocannabinoids, which took me about a week to learn how to pronounce, and I didn't know until a while later that has cannabis in it, doesn't it? We've got our own cannabis right inside us. So in The Joy of Movement, she writes, neuroscientists describe endocannabinoids as the don't worry, be happy chemical, which gives our first clue about what exactly exercise does to your brain. And I will say, those of you who are Let Your Yoga Dance instructors on this call, we know that if we do a Let Your Yoga Dance event for less than an hour, we're gonna feel great because all of those wonderful endocannabinoids and other happy hormones come cascading down. So speaking of Let Your Yoga Dance, last slide for now, Phoebe, is what we're about to do. So we're gonna practice being in relationship with this wonderful body of ours, appreciating the team of our body with gratitude and love, breath and movement, let your yoga dance, and yoga and qigong. So I am going to now share my screen for sound, and we're going to do a little Let Your Yoga Dance. But before we do that, I'm going to show you the words to the song. Do you all see that? Am I on? I think I'm on Spotlight, right? So do you all see these words? The words are, I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open. With every breath I take, I'm grateful. I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful. Okay, now, this song, I'm going to ask you to think about your body while we do the movements. All parts of you, not only the parts that you can see, not only the parts that are just so easy, you never even have to worry about them. I want you also to think about the parts that have really suffered, the parts that have been injured, because they need our love so much. So here are some signs. Most of them are American Sign Language. So the sign for grateful is this. So could you just bring your hands up like that? Grateful. And thankful is the same sign. Grateful and thankful are the same sign. All right, now this is I promise. So we have an index finger up and a fist, and we go, so can you try that? I promise in this moment, okay? I promise in this moment. And this is not sign language, this is Megha. To make my heart wide open, all right? So you can walk, you can move to the screen, to make my heart wide open. Sign language, with every breath I take. I'm grateful, all right? With every breath I take, I'm grateful. All right, now use your whole space. All right, she's going to, Karen Drucker is the goddess of singing, and she's going to say, I'm grateful a whole lot. And at that point, you can move around the space and think the whole time of what about this body are you grateful for? And think of at least 25 things by the end of the song. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Starts with thank you. Starts with thank you. Then just wiggle your body around for a little bit while we're getting ready.
Thank you. Thank you.
Feel free to sing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
right. So just find a part of your body you want to thank and just give it a little tap. Maybe 3 or 4 parts of your body you'd like to thank. I am grateful. I am grateful. Now, this next song is called Beloved, and it's another Karen Drucker song, and I'm going to quiet us down a little bit. So that was a little more upbeat and lively. I'm so grateful. I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open for my own self, my own body. So this one is called Beloved. And I'm going to teach you a little Qigong now. Qigong is part of the Let Your Yoga Dance practice. And in this song, we've got, it's not exactly lyrics, but it's what we're going to be doing. This is called sifting, SIFT, S-I-F-T. It's an acronym, just like the SPIRE methodology in Whole Being Institute. SIFT, it stands for scan, identify, feel, and talk. Scan, identify, feel, and talk. Now, in Qigong, the movements are quite slow. So it gives us an opportunity to really pause while we're in moving meditation. So this is what's going to happen in this song. The lyrics are called Beloved. So the beloved is you and your body. And all we will do in this moving meditation is reach the arms up from the earth. If you've got a sore shoulder, don't bring your arms too high. Lift the hands up to all the bountiful sky, boundless sky overhead, and then let the hands face your face, and you're going to go down the body slowly as you sift, as you scan, identify sensations, feel the sensations in your body, and let your body talk to you. Does your body have some message for you? And when the arms come down to the ground, if there's any stuff that might have gone away through your hands, you can just give it to Mother Earth. She's such a genius that she'll turn it into manure and make the garden grow better. All right, so we just inhale the arms up to the sky. And you know, in Qigong, it is known that there's a soul star right up there, and it's got your name on it. And take that energy down as you sift, scan, identify, feel, and let your body talk. And then just scatter any stuff, any detritus that isn't necessary from within you. All right, so we'll do that just a few times, and then we'll gradually come to conclusion in our practice. So if you like, you can bring your hands over what is called the lower dantian, lower energy center in the body. Take some deep breaths and let truly be of the song, your beloved body.
When I look in your eyes, I see the beloved. I see the beloved looking back at me. When I stand next to you, I can feel the beloved, feel the beloved in you. You are in my soul, you are my inspiration. With you in my heart, I am never alone. We are one. There is no separation. When I rest in you, I'm home. When I touch your heart, I feel the beloved. I feel the beloved touching me. And when I open my heart, I open to the beloved, to the beloved in you.
scanning, identifying, feeling,
You are in my soul.
and talking.
You are my inspiration. With you.
Now the music is fading out, but can your movement continue even though the music is now your breath? So again, one more time, raising your arms up to that soul star in the sky that has your name on it. And bring down the energy, the light into your own body. Scanning it, identifying any messages your body might have. Feeling sensations inside your body and letting your body talk to you. And then either remaining in standing position or in a seated position, do what feels good for your body. We're going to bring things down into quiet meditation, returning to long, deep breaths in and out. If you're sitting, be tall, straight, and relaxed. If you're standing, feel the feet rooted in the earth, those roots going right down to the center of the earth. And as you breathe slowly, listen again to John O'Donohue and his entire poem on blessing this body. He writes, "May your body be blessed. May you realize that your body is a faithful and beautiful friend of your soul. May your senses gather you and bring you home. May your senses always enable you to celebrate the universe and the mysterious possibilities of your presence here. May the eros of the earth bless you." And as you receive O'Donohue's poetry, slowly send a message of gratitude, a loving thought, and an appreciation of the teamwork that goes on and on and on in your body, each moment of your life. Remembering Tal Ben-Shahar's reminder, when we appreciate the good appreciates. And now for the next minute, let us simply savor, rest, and digest, eyes closed, breathing easily. And now to complete our practice, we'll once again 3 times chant the sound of Om, that resonant sound. And this time, close the mouth a little sooner so that your body gets that gift of the vibration it adores so much. And you might even think with each Om sound of something that you appreciate about your body, that you're grateful for, that you love, and the team that your body is. So with that, we'll take in a nice deep breath and chant the first Om together. So think of something you love about your body. Inhale. Third Om, appreciate it. And then as you open your eyes, cross your arms over your chest. Feel your fingers at the clavicle, the collarbone, and then just let them drift down a tiny bit and feel a nice little indentation there. This is known as your lung 2 point in Chinese medicine. Lungs are our respiration lifeline, and lungs hold grief. So massage them. With the world being what it is right now, there is much grief, and lungs have a lot to be afraid of right now. So let them be comforted with your touch. And I'm not going to teach you the next thing on screen, but we have lung massage. And if we go lower, we have breast massage. And most of the time in our lives, we have been either fearful of a mammogram or fearful that we'd get a disease in our breasts, or it's had to do with sex. That's pretty much what our poor breasts have had to deal with. So when you are waking up in the morning or in the shower, just massage the breasts and say, hi girls, or hi boys, you know, whatever, whoever is there for you, just these loving messages to your whole body. Your body is not stupid. It knows what the mind is thinking. So with that, I'm going to ask you if you would be so kind to go back to the chat, and I'm going to put myself off the sharing the sound so Phoebe can get back on. And if there's anything that happened for you in terms of the numbers, you wrote a number originally, and so when you see your chat, is there any difference? I will say that for me, during the Beloved song, I just started crying. I started crying during that song. I felt like, oh my heavens, body, I'm really trying. So I'm now at an 8, says Wendy. All right. And Whitney just wrote the SIFT down. And just so you know that you will get the slides. Oh wait, SIFT isn't a slide, sorry. So thank you, Whitney. SIFT is scan, identify, feel, and talk. So if anybody has anything to share or speak, I'm going to take myself actually off let's see this screen. Let's get off this thing so I can see all of you. And does anybody have anything you'd like to either say or just, again, chat about? I improved from our session from 4 to 6+. Carrie, that's so cool. Elaine said 9, but now is positive. My body thanked me for this. All right, and Ellen said, I recognize my body in a different way, lovingly, 9. That's very cool. So I can't see all of you right now. For some reason, I can only see like a few people, so I'm not exactly sure why. But if anybody would like to speak, feel free to, or otherwise we'll just go to the rest of the slides. Esther says, I am at 7. Feeling more grateful for 60+ bones and also emotional. Yeah, I am too. Well, Karen Drucker she always makes me cry. But I do feel that sifting is a powerful practice, and I've been doing sifting for about a year now, and I can really begin to feel that, oh my gosh, my body is talking to me. Listen, 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 okay? So let's go on, Phoebe, to the next slide up. And I wanted to tell you all that if you're interested, I have taken the VIA strengths. The VIA strengths of positive psychology, character strengths. We did teamwork today. We did love, and we did gratitude. There are 24 strengths and there are 6 virtues. So my math skills are not fabulous, but if I add 24 and 6, I get 30. So 30-day practice. It's coming up in October. It's a free 30-day practice, but you need to get the product on my website. It's a real, and then you own it for life. And I've put all of these via strengths to movement and yoga and dance and qigong and breath and relaxation. It's one of my favorite things. So come on and join me in October. It'll be really fun. And then the next one is, if you'd like to connect with me, right in the middle of this, you'll see my address, Megha@letyouryogadance.com. I'm a pretty good correspondent, as many of you on the screen know. So feel free to shoot me a line on email. I'll get back to you ASAP. And I have a brand new website, MeghaNancyButtenheim.com, and it's got all the info you need. And just about to start up, I'm starting up a teacher training in January. I'm very excited about, and my classes at the JCC for Let Your Yoga Dance for Parkinson's. I'm very excited. Every week I'm doing that, and that's really, really fun for me. So, and then I have I don't know what happened to my book. Is that at the end, Phoebe? It's my little, the first book on embodied positive psychology is mine, Expanding Joy. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. So that's about it. I'm seeing if there's some thank yous. And is there anything you wanted to put in the screen or say, Whitney, before we start heading out? Oops, you're on mute. I'm going to ask you to unmute. You're muted. How come you're muted, Whitney? I can't hear you. Can everybody else hear her? Maybe it's just me. Ask to unmute.
Unmute. There you go.
There you go.
Sorry, we got all lost in that technology world. So, first of all, Megha, I want to thank you. This was so lovely, and I know people are adding their gratitude in the chat, but it was so lovely to move. Here in New York, it's kind of a rainy day. The sun is starting to come out, so it's really beautiful. I wanted to acknowledge a couple of things for everyone. Some of you may have noticed today when you were logging in or when you signed up that our sign-in process has changed just slightly, so that when you register, you have the option now to select the dates that you want to attend, so that the link will then remain the same. And some of you we know are longtime followers, and you're back every week, which we love seeing familiar faces. So if you found that a little strange today, it was just our effort to try to expedite the process. So if you know your schedule, you'll be able to book ahead and come join us. And of course, if you have any problems or questions registering, don't hesitate to reach out to us at the JCC and we'll help you figure it out, not a problem. I also wanted to let everyone know that we have our speakers for next week, and it will be online. I know they're putting it up momentarily. But on Tuesday, September 15th, we are going to be learning about the 7 strategies for resilient families with Sean Fink. And on Thursday, September 17th, ways to be from A to Z with Lori to Omen, SIP, and the SIP faculty. Ooh. So, and Phoebe is, if I'll do that one more time, Phoebe, and I'll spotlight you so that they can see that. This is ways to be from A to Z. So Lori to Omen, Minin, and the SIP faculty. So that should be amazing. We have put in the chat Megha's links, Megha Nancy's links, and of course the JCC, and I'll put in the Whole Being Institute. So if you're needing to find us and you forgot, that's where you'll find us. And thank you, Megha. Thank you, Phoebe, and the rest of you for coming today.
And may I give a special shout out to Phoebe. Nobody has any idea what this woman does behind the scenes, but she, I don't know if I could have gotten through this today without my darling Phoebe. She's so gracious and good. Wow, like perfect. So thanks, Love Bug. And thank you all for coming. I had so much fun. So We'll see you next time.
Thank you, everyone. Oops. Bye. Take care.
May I ask a question before we sign off?
You sure may.
Thank you. I had a doctor appointment, a call back, and it was a lengthy call. So I missed most of this. Is it recorded and can I listen to it
It
again?
is recorded, and it will be sent out usually by the end of the week.
Thank you
should
so
be able-
much.
My pleasure. Glad to have you.
And
All right,
thank you.
everybody. I'm going to end the call. If there's no more questions, have a great day.
Bye.